God wants to say something, I guess, through me, which, I don't have anything special to say myself. But I'm more than happy to do it because He's a good God. And so, yeah, just know that if it's up to me, I will not be up here like all the time. So, hey, if there's anyone that wants to get involved, yeah, let's do it. So Alicia doesn't have to do it. Awesome. All right. So, yes, our theme that we're doing, our series at the moment is on Switch on Your Brain. Today, we're kind of looking at a topic that is related to this topic, and you'll see why as we go through it, but it's also kind of its own topic in a sense too. And I'm throwing out the question. Let me see if I can get myself sorted here. Yeah, look, no, that. Yes. This question right here. Is self-love selfish? Now, this is a really interesting topic, and it's not just interesting, it's actually a hot topic at the moment. Everywhere, all around, wellness coaching and personal development and psychology and lots of different areas are talking about this topic of self-love. And so today I want us to look at it from a Christian perspective and say, okay, well, what is it, and is it selfish or is it not, and how do we kind of mentally grasp that as Christians with a basis of Bible believing truth? And how does that actually impact our mental well-being and the thoughts and the self-talk that we allow to play in our heads? Because that's where the connection is for me, is that this topic of self-love and how we define it and then how we practice it can have a huge impact on our mental well-being in different ways. So that's what we're going to look at today. So I'm just going to start by playing you a clip of I'll be honest, it's a rip-off, like a parody, but I think it will kind of give us an idea of some interesting concepts of what self-love is out there in the world. So I hope you not only get a laugh, but also get the point. So here we go. I'm going to try to click it twice, babe, for it to...
Oh man, I'm so glad we decided to get mani-pedis during our lunch hour.
Right? Practicing self-care is so important. I mean, sometimes I feel guilty about it, but I just am so much more productive if I take a little bit of time to do things that make me feel better.
Yeah, totally.
Just anything that'll get me through the day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Goddesses, last night I was going to tell my parents, but instead I watched 3 episodes of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Is that bad?
No, that's just self-care. I mean, you just sometimes have to take a little bit of time to recharge yourself, you know? Right?
Angels, I have a confession.
Oh, I love confessions.
Yesterday for lunch I was going to have a salad,
Oh, I love salad.
but I ate 13 glazed donuts instead. Was that naughty?
Did that make your soul feel better?
You know?
It did.
Well, everybody knows that soul health is so much more important than body health. Like, that is self-care 101.
Okay, phew.
You know, a thing that I've really been into recently is that I cut my work hours down from 40 hours a week to like 0. Does that make me an awful person?
No! That is so self-caring.
It's not lazy if you need it.
I need it. And I feel so much better now. And I just like basically get the same amount of work done.
Did I tell you guys that Tom and I have moved our relationship into an open status?
Shut up, stupid. Really?
Well, I'm sleeping with other people, and I was going to tell him, but confrontation makes me feel feelings, and that's like the opposite of self-care. Does it make me wet human garbage?
You cannot tell him, and you cannot stop. I mean, think about how terribly it would affect your equilibrium.
He's happier when you're happier.
Yeah. That's what relationships are all about. That's what Oprah's always saying.
I love Oprah.
My women. I think I'm just gonna not pay my taxes this year. Should I just go jump in a haunted lake because I'm so morally bankrupt?
Oh no, that's a great idea.
I mean, on the one hand it's illegal, but on the other hand, think of the amazing self-care I'll be able to do with that extra $5,000.
Oh, totally. It's the same reason I robbed that convenience store. Like, okay, fine. I could have bought stuff, but shooting up the place, really filled me with a childhood joy that's so important to chase as an adult.
Okay.
Oh no! Was that wrong, babies?
That is so self-caring. Anyway, if that was wrong, all three of us would be in jail for enslaving everybody in the office.
Yes. Interesting. And obviously this is taking it to the extreme, this video, but there is an idea out there in the world that this is what self-care is. It's putting yourself first at the expense of others, and as long as you can call it self-care, then it's okay. And the name of the video was something like, you can be terrible as long as you call it self-care. Now, is this the kind of self-care that I think we need to do? Do you think? No, clearly not. So we really do need to define it and figure out exactly what does self-care mean, and how, as a Christian, is there a place for it or not, is really the question that I want us to look at. So here I just grabbed a bunch of pictures and definitions from, I typed in self-care on the net, and this is what came up. Lots of different things. Self-care is the key to happiness, and loving yourself is the greatest revolution, and put yourself at the top of your to-do list every single day and the rest will fall into place. Did you know there's even a lot of Christian books out there these days that are focused on this self-care idea? Some of the titles are Love Yourself, The Art of Learning to Love Yourself, Loving Yourself, Celebrating Yourself, You're Someone Special, Self-esteem, You're Better Than You Think, and one of the better known ones is Self-esteem, The New Reformation by Robert Schuller. So there is a huge focus on this concept in the world at the moment, and I really want us to explore that together today, and figure out what's right, what's wrong in it, and how do we really, is there a place for it, and maybe more so, what is it? So I want to just, I keep going to press my computer, and it's not on my computer, it's on there. Okay, yeah. So I just want to give you a little analogy. If I was to get up and say to you, let me get back to where I was. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say first is, in the Bible though, there is a verse, and maybe this has come to mind for a few of you if you're familiar with it, where Paul says that in the last days, men would be lovers of self rather than lovers of God. Now, I don't know about you, but that clip that we watched, to me, kind of falls into that lovers of self category, right? He says that we're going to live in an age where we are self-centered and we're just self-absorbed and just so fixated on making ourselves feel good and ourselves happy that it's just this inward focus, right? So is that apparent in the world? Absolutely it is, right? So that's definitely not what the Bible is asking us to do. But what if I got up and I said to you something like this? I believe that I am a one-of-a-kind human with a uniqueness that the world would miss out on if I didn't exist. And I'm valued, I'm loved, I'm precious, I'm capable, and I'm intelligent. I don't allow anything to determine otherwise, and I strive to live a life that reflects this value I have of myself. Would you agree or disagree that that self-concept is okay? What do you think? I can see there's some ticking over in some heads. Is it okay? Is it not? And this is what I really want us to explore. As a Christian, as a child of God, at what point is it okay to have a healthy self-concept, and what point is it not okay, right? So how we define self-love comes down to our definition of it, right? And of a self-concept. So I want you at your tables to just take a few minutes to discuss how you would define self-love according to what you believe it should be, okay? How would you define self-love according to what you think it should be? And if you're at a table with only like yourself or a couple others, find some people around you. There's people next to you or behind you. And I want you to just have a little chat about this. Is the concept of self is in line with being a Christian and a Bible believer or not? Or is the worldly version of self-love the only version of self-love? And go.